On the couch with Koel. He's already proved himself in the South with a blockbuster debut. Now this Telugu tall dark hottie is all set for debut number 2, this time in Hindi. But will Rana Daggubati be successfully able to bridge the seldom conquered North-South divide? Welcome on my couch. Thank you very much, Rana Daggubati.
Yes,
is that right?
perfect.
Oh, good. So you think in Tamil and Telugu. Yes. You've done a film in Hindi where you have to actually sing in Konkani and
yes,
Spanish.
Yes.
And this interview is in English. Is
Yes.
this all part of being an actor in India?
Well, I think it's part of growing up in India. And for somebody like me who's grown up, I was born in Chennai. So Tamil was the first language that I learned. Then I moved to Hyderabad. So I learned Telugu and I learned Hindi. And the process of going to school, you learn English. and yeah, so it's I think it's quite fun because I think no other country speaks so many languages.
So in your brain, is it like a full khichdi? Because at least we only have like maybe 2 or 3 languages. You have about 4 or 5 right now going in your head, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's English has become a main form because of the simplest that everybody understands. And yeah, I think it's each to their own. So you just break into different languages. Like, for example, if I know you speak Hindi, I start in English and some little Hindi will come into place. But,
how is your Hindi?
Well, it's Hyderabadi, so I've taken a vow that I will not speak it north of India.
Sorry, you have to break the vows. This couch, you're not supposed to have any vows, okay?
No, I speak it, but just that there's issues with diction.
So let's talk about your 3 films now, right? So you come out with Leader, very risky choice for a newcomer.
Extremely.
Because shouldn't you also in the South, I mean, I don't claim to know that much about Telugu cinema, but again, it should be a rom-com that a newcomer does,
a
right?
rom-com or a big action film.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, with your kind of height, and we're not going to get into that right now. I'm glad you're sitting. He's 6 foot what?
6'3".
Took away my inches also.
So yeah, but yeah, I think one is I'm very happy that it worked because like it's nice to say in the beginning you're trying something new, you're trying something cutting edge and which is alternative and all that. No, that doesn't work. There are enough and more people to kill you.
We told you don't do it, you know.
Because again, see the way I come from, I grew up in a film family. My grandfather, who's made 125 films he's produced. Now you can't argue with him. Now my father, who's produced about 35, 40 very successful films. My uncle who's an actor, who's been an actor for 25 years. Now I have my family itself, who's grown up with cinema like I did. Now I have friends who've grown up with me, who are also actors, who are also in film. And family friends who are film people. Each of them have opinions of the kind of film that I need to do.
And different opinions, or they agreed?
Everyone is different.
Okay, so at least that's a good thing.
Yeah, my father said, no, this is the action film, this is the kind of thing that you need. My grandfather always wanted me to do a love story. He thought those are film stories that will last. Then Venki had some other take to it. Everybody had a take to it. Now in between, I'm sitting, I'm like, really? Now what do I do? And somewhere growing up in film, I always knew that I wanted to do something which is alternative, but still getting closer to that mainstream journey of a hero and things like that. And Leader was just that. And I always believed it's not a storyteller who finds the story, it's a story that finds him.
So did many stories find you? Did you have a lot of options before you, because you come from this, like, you know, film family?
I definitely did. There's a very kind of many filmmakers wanting to do films with me, which were predominantly action for the sheer size that I am. That was the first take. But then I didn't want a film to be compared. See, I'm saying they always draw references when you're making a launch. This actor came, this is how he was launched. This actor came, that's how he was launched. I'm saying, no, I'm somebody else. I don't look like any of them.
So what did you? You said, I now want to be an actor. Or everyone always knew that you were being groomed for being an actor, coming from the family you come from?
Nobody actually knew that because I started, just coming back to where my career started, I was doing visual effects. I was running a post-production company for 5 years.
Yeah, Spirit Media.
Yeah. Then I was producing films for some time. And but that was not what I set off to do, and I was actually running a sweatshop.
So, don't admit this publicly, right?
No. I mean, yeah, sweatshop in a very, because there's less creative work and more volume-based businesses. Just do I do 50 films this year? Do I do 80?
And what like kind of things like removing the strings from not great creative stuff. Yeah.
So and there's not. I took a decision that I will not be in a service-based business anymore. That was the decision I took, and which is when, again, it was a great time because it was pre-recession, it was all of that. I merged the company with Prime Focus, so it was financially also very good for me. And then suddenly, then I actually was, I still remember it was around December-ish when we did this deal. Then I went off to Goa after that for New Year's.
Mm.
I came back and suddenly on Monday morning you realize you don't have an office to go to anymore. I'm like, really? Now what do I do?
All well and fine going on holiday,
Yeah.
but now I need to
You
focus.
land back
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, now there's nothing.
Hmm.
It's clean. Okay, you're financially safe, set. But now what is the next job?
And you're like, what, 24 at this point?
Yeah, about 23, 24.
Right.
So now there was a choice of what. See, one is I've grown up in cinema. Actually, in my house, it's like growing up in a film school. It's not.
How lucky are you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So
Let me ask you before you come to this, then films was a kind of choice, or did you never have an option? It was going to be, something that's thrust upon you.
Well, one is that's the only thing I know. I think more than wanting to do anything.
So coming from the family you came from, obviously there was no struggle.
There was, yeah, definitely.
No casting couch for you, huh?
See, no, definitely not a struggle, but there is an expectation which is larger to live up to, because now if I was a newcomer who just did a first film which might not do well, then have another one, might not do well, then have another one which does well. So that's a nice, comfortable growth. But here, with my first film, the film cannot fail. I can't afford to fail in that film. So, because there's an expectation with an auditorium or with an industry.
There's a burden.
Yeah, we're like, okay, now this guy knows all this. Now, how can you still go wrong?
No, but the same point, the flip side to it, even if you did fail, you will get a second film and you will get a third film because you are, you come from the Naidu family, you are this.
Well, definitely our lineage, everything helps because that's how India is, and we're very lucky to be in that space. But yeah, but it comes with a very large pressure roof. It's like a double-edged sword, no? You get this, but you get this also.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that it goes away, I presume. I mean, the struggle continues to prove yourself, right?
Correct. There's no doubt.
People say, got lucky.
Yeah.
First film you got now, okay, so now the second debut, right?
It's the second debut. I love that.
Second debut. I mean, it's a kind, it doesn't even make sense, the word, right? But it is a second debut.
It is a second debut, yes.
So what is the pressure right now? It's Hindi,
it's not that. Like, I was actually chatting with my father the other day, and the process of Damaradam was so much fun for me, because it was an unexpected turn that I took. I was a Telugu actor, then looking at doing another Telugu film or getting the next one lined up, bilingual kind of thing. And that's when Rohan called me and I went here. So it was unexpected. It was pleasantly fun. It was a great film. It's a great unit to work on. And you're all shooting in Goa.
Well, it sounds like an amazing crew, and of course, the whole, rumors that are going around at the moment as well with that you're linked up with Bipasha, and was that part of the fun as well? Are you going out with her? Is there any relationship?
No, not at all, not at all. Bipasha is actually someone I've never met before the film, but she's extremely, actually, in fact, Bipasha, AB, Rohan, all of them, they know I'm from an industry which is somewhere else. I do films somewhere else. And they all made that little extra effort to kind of make me feel comfortable and all that, and I give full credit to them. And yes, I'm not even.
So where are these rumors coming from? Was there like some kind of, because it's the chemistry on screen that's like translating on screen?
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful love story, but it's in the film.
So this is not being fueled for the promotion of the film.
See, one is I am somebody who doesn't believe in that, because I have never gone to a film. I've watched films for 26 years. I've never gone to a film based on what the actor did or what they are doing their personal. It's, do you like the promo? Do you like the songs? That's the only reason people go out to watch a film. And the other things become baseless news, which sometimes is fun to read, or sometimes not even fun to read. And yeah, it's very sad that when you go out to promote a film, the focus goes away from the product and gets to the promoters, which is very meaningless. And
yeah, but it's become part and parcel of this promotional thing. So I think take it in your stride. So are you single?
Yes, I am single.
Ready to mingle?
Well, that's a good thing, no? When you're single, that's the agenda.
Is it? Is it? So Shreya Saran, no relationship with
Not at all. Shreya is actually one of the few friends I had in Bombay, because when Shreya started working in Telugu, that I was a line producer on that film. So that I've known her for 8 years or something.
But known her as a friend, nothing.
Completely as a friend.
And if suppose you were going out with someone, would you be open enough, or would you do the whole good friends?
No, I would be completely open. That's what I keep saying over and over.
So when's the last time you had a girlfriend?
It's been a year now almost.
Love? Was it?
Well, I really don't understand that yet.
Oh, okay.
So I think
Still looking for love. 4-year-old Ansh was born deaf and therefore never learned to speak. We highlighted his case a few months back. This little cochlear implant costing 9.48 lakhs has the power of changing Ansh's life. But his poor parents could hardly afford this costly implant. Couch Care stepping in gave Dr. Hans the impetus he needed, which would change Ansh's life forever. So, Dr. Hans, this is a happy day. Ansh is going to have his surgery.
Koel, I would give the credit to you because you, gave this appeal on your program, and instead of one implant, this lady, generous lady, gave me 4 implants, and this child had total deafness, profound deafness since birth, and for this we put a cochlear implant. So I'm going to put the inside thing today, right now, and the switch on the outer side, outer thing, which has the speech processor, which is called the speech processor, has the microphone and the battery, would be given to him 4 weeks later.
Fingers crossed.
We've actually on the computer see that the child is hearing now. These are called the ART reflexes, the auditory reflex threshold reflexes. And now we'll have to go back to day one when the, clap and whisper and, do all kinds of different sounds. And then he starts speaking all that he has heard and understood.
BLK Memorial Hospital will cover the cost of surgery. Though successful implantation has given Ansh a new lease of life, to be able to speak, he still needs post-operative rehabilitation, which will cost 75,000 rupees a year.
2 साल तक स्पीच थेरेपी करवा के फिर बच्चा नॉर्मल बोलेगा, उसके लिए भी पैसों की कुछ मदद हो जाए.
So keep your contributions coming and we'll keep showing you how we're spending your money. To donate to Couch Cares, please log on to headlinestoday.in. You have the power to change lives.
it's a great cause. I hope all of you all are generous and lend towards this.
Thank you very much for supporting this. Now, you guys have shot in Goa for how long for this film?
Close to 2 months.
2
By the
months.
time, yeah.
And you have your best friend there, Abhishek. You've got 2 young boys, a gorgeous girl. Was it just like a full party scene the whole time? Did you get any work done or?
Absolutely. I think I'm probably a big party pooper when it comes to work. The lovely thing about outdoors, and particularly in Goa, the unit becomes very much like a family. We're just chatting, talking, whether we're going on recce, we're shooting, we're prepping for stuff. There's no home to go to. Your home, your family
is those people,
yeah.
is the beach.
And in Goa, it's just even better because
this film is about drugs, right? Hardcore about the mafia with.
Well, it's a thriller, and in the backdrop is the drug mafia. But
and you can't. I'm sorry, I don't care if this is going to become an issue or not. You cannot divorce drugs from Goa. Anyone who's going to say that, oh, you're projecting it in a negative light, no, it has become, unfortunately, a drug haven. Would you agree with that?
I'm not a statistician or a journalist, so I don't know. Yes, of course, it's been reported in the news, so we won't try to refute that. But I think finally, for a filmmaker, what's important is the dramatic intent. I'm not ever been a person who wants to use the reality as the dominant thing. If it feels credible, that's good enough. But the thing is, finally, it has to work as a film.
You mean that the creative license is okay as long as it kind of believable? It doesn't have to be based on reality.
It isn't reality. There is no ACP Kamath. I mean, if you see the film.
Oh no, I don't mean about that kind of angle. I mean about the general picture that you're painting.
See, finally, Chor Police ki kahani hai. ACP Kamath has to go up against a villain. We've chosen a certain bad guy in this. And it happens to be set in Goa and happens to be a certain thing.
You think by this film, because, post like say a film like Dev D, as much as it's showed the negative side of drugs and drug abuse, it did make me want to get smashed straight after with a drink or something because of the whole music and the glamorization of it. Do you think that there's a danger of that happening in a film like you've got good-looking people in this film having a great time?
It's actually the antithesis of Dev D or whatever. I mean, because it's definitely a genre film. It's a suspense thriller. It's driven by that. There is the backdrop is there. There is a trade going on. We're not even getting too much into the
Detail
the nasha of it as much. I mean, there are a few.
The high is not.
A couple of places which we've seen a little bit with Deepika's song in the film is a song interpretation of that. But otherwise, it's about a cop who takes it on. It's really not about like a Requiem for a Dream or any of those films which talk about the subjective experience. It's clearly not that.
And was it like a huge pressure to rearrange, because that's a new word I've come across now, as opposed to remake Dam Maro Dam, the song?
It definitely was, but I think the pressure, the stakes have become so high in our business that even if I was going to do an original song, if it was going to be in that same situation, there'd be as much pressure. You know, you're going to be finally putting a big part of the promotional onus on that piece. So whatever you do, whether you license something, whether you do something original, it's going to be carrying a massive expectation. So there's very little in this sense. It was almost, we had a base to build on. There was a hook that we knew is working, and the lyrics of the song, in a sense, was our take on updating it. You know, because at that time you talked about free love, hippies.
And now you talk about Potti Pinanga Beta.
But that's also context. Now people remember half a line. But okay, let me ask you this.
What is the line that precedes it?
No, I'm sure you may or may not remember that. But I think the more interesting thing, and the other thing what people react to, is the opening paragraph, which where she's talking in a certain way. I love the fact people are offended by this, but they love songs which treat women as sex objects, where women treat themselves as sex objects. That is fine, but a woman tells.
But I'm not offended by it at all. I think that's why I said it. I need to be celebrated.
But there's especially in the media it comes up.
I love that line because it has a pot-bellied fat person sitting in his suit.
Yeah, it's the emperor's new clothes, right? So
I love it. I mean, I have no, and especially a sexy Deepika saying it.
Yeah, that for me was again was great.
Him saying it would not have had the same effect, you know.
And that is the intention. And I think it is finally setting up this rebellion in the language of today, in the attitude, whether it's hip hop
right.
or
I'm
whatever.
going to go straight into tweets now. Dana Boli, that's her name, says, "He's so cute. How have people in the South reacted to your debut in Bollywood? Did you get any special comments when you said you were doing this film?"
Well, I think everyone was excited for me because when I started my first Telugu film also, it was a little off the mainstream radar, which is genres were different, and here again doing a film which is more fun, and I think everyone's reacted well so far.
So fingers crossed for that. Jasmine Billing wants to know that few Telugu actors have made it big in Bollywood, big in the way that the Khans have made it big. How are you different from them, and what do you have to offer?
See, one of the things, again, now taking the likes of the other actors who've done Telugu films or Tamil films and come to Hindi, Mr. Rajnikant, Kamal Haasan, or my uncle Venki, Nag, and all of them, or Surya and Vikram in now. All of them have done Hindi films post, it's probably the 30th or 35th film, or it's like Surya and Vikram I've been seeing from when I was in school, and all of that. And to me, I think I'm so young in each industry. I just did one Telugu film, I have another Hindi film, I have another Telugu. So it's still, I'm just finding my space in all the industries.
So you think because you're starting out at the beginning of your career, you're going to have a better shot at it?
Well, I think it's...
No, I think it's unfair to compare to guys who are genuine superstars.
They're all superstars.
And done it at a certain phase. He's taking it as it comes. I think that's what he means.
Exactly.
Okay, we're going to play Couch Confession. Couch Confession. The day you woke up and you wanted to go straight back to sleep.
Well, that's...
I finished working on this film.
For you?
Well, it's after every film. I think that's... You just get up, you don't know what to do. It's for an actor when you're not shooting. And now?
What is the strangest thing you've ever put in your mouth?
Probably in childhood, there'd probably be no shortage. Strangest thing, friends put his mouth as a slug to win a bet. Does that count?
Did he swallow it?
Yeah, he ate it.
Yuck.
I can't remember strange things that I put in my mouth.
So you don't put strange things in your mouth?
No, I don't put strange things in my mouth.
Define strange.
No, you don't want me to be defining that. When was the last time you cried and why?
The last time I cried? Well, on film sets, because you have to cry for scenes. So that's...
In real life, Rana?
Well, film is as real can get for me.
You just live in this, like the basement is an edit studio, the avid is the first thing it comes down.
Exactly.
You're just living in this, so there's no difference between fiction and reality.
Well, film is not fiction. I mean,
Film is not fiction, okay, great.
The story that you
Like,
tell
okay,
is
I'm leaving
fiction.
you at it. No, you stay in your little world. Okay.
Probably when my grandmother passed away a year or two back, that was probably the last time I remember it at least.
And when and where were you the happiest?
When and where was I the happiest? I'm happy all the time.
Me,
Happiest is-
if I'm in the middle of a film at any stage, then I'm content.
Okay, now this is I'm not giving you a choice. I'm giving you a choice. You can't choose both or pass, right? So fame or privacy?
Privacy.
Privacy.
And give up fame. Okay. Box office or critical acclaim?
Box office.
Well, clearly, producers, kids.
Beauty queen or intellectual?
Beauty queen or intellectual? Well, intellectual. You're not saying she's not beautiful.
But Norma is saying the other way around, right? Okay, a one-night stand with the likes of a Scarlett Johansson that you can get away with versus fidelity.
Fidelity. I mean, it's not been. Yeah, fidelity. Just
Because
one
you're
word.
newly married.
No, that's not because of that. I think your hero said it better. No? Better peace of mind than piece of ass. Huh?
Love it. Love it. Who would you like to be stuck in a lift with?
Who would I like to be? Aaron Sorkin would be interesting.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I can't think of anybody in the lift. But just,
You wouldn't want to be stuck in a lift with anyone.
No.
Who would you like to be stuck anywhere with?
I don't want
On
to
a
be
couch with?
on a couch with. Well, I don't think that goes on national TV.
You can't say that.
No.
Or, ooh, we're going to talk afterwards. So in 5 years' time, do we see you making another film?
Hopefully
in
more than one. Hopefully the average improves.
And in 5 years' time, where do we
We'll
see
see many
you?
more films for sure.
Yeah, but where do we see you? What would you be your ideal place in 5 years' time?
Well, I'd still be in films, but I think as an actor, it's just you need to do one thing at a time and do that right, as opposed to drawing a 5-year plan like a corporate.
Okay, great. I wish you luck, and
Thank you.
I hope
Thank you.
Dam is a huge success.
I hope you enjoy it.
I will.
Log on to headlinestoday.in or follow my tweets at Koel's Couch. On the Couch with Koel.